Bangor. From the Great North Woods to the Rock-On Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, hear from a professor who's researching ways to rid the environment of PFAS chemicals.
Plus, Senator King discusses the actions being taken to prevent a potential ecological disaster.
And after issuing thousands of dollars in fines, a Maine town is suing a man for an illegal junkyard and flea market. These stories and more coming up right now.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for tuning in this morning. It's September 1st. We just began the 8 o'clock hour. It's going to be a beautiful day. The rain has moved down. We're getting some cooler temperatures at night, but we'll see some sunshine.
I know. It's a good start to September.
Let's turn it over to Devin Biggs with the first check of our forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1, Rockland, Thomas, and Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Alrighty, we're looking pretty decent out there. We had a few showers developing last night and parts of early this morning as well. These will be getting out of here, but we will have to watch for a slight chance for another shower as we head toward the afternoon period, as another cold front will be moving in from the west going toward the east. The main one, though, located right about in here, is already tracked off towards the east, and please excuse the flashing on the radar and satellite as well. The satellite in outer space likes to glitch from time to time, so that's why we see this flash from time to time during the morning period. But either way, though, this cold front here is tracking off towards the east, so there's a little bit of moisture left over, but that's now starting to get out of here. Future counts for today, though, watching for that slight chance for a shower that'll be possible during the afternoon period as that cold front moves in. Then by later on tonight, things really begin to calm down in a hurry. But we will have to watch the wind a little bit too, maybe a few gusts up to 15 miles per hour, especially along the coastline. Maybe a little bit calmer as you head on shore. Forecast for today, partly cloudy with a slight chance for a shower. Highs in the mid-70s. Southwest wind gusting up to about 20 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Not too bad, a mixture of clouds and sun. Slight chance for a rain shower. Temperatures in the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. First up this morning, the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office has identified the two victims of a fatal car crash in Carmel on Monday. The crash happened a little after 9 p.m. on Route 69. Authorities say 23-year-old Stephen Shelley of Herman was driving a car that crossed over the center line before striking some trees. Shelley and his passenger, 17-year-old Caden Brown of Newburgh, were pronounced dead at the scene. Penobscot County Sheriff's officials say the initial investigation indicates the car was traveling at a high rate of speed prior to the accident. Detectives are continuing to investigate.
A Calais man pleaded guilty in U.S. District Court in Bangor yesterday to distributing child sexual abuse material. According to court records, on September 10th, 2021, 27-year-old Samuel Staples of Calais began a chat with the administrator of a social networking group dedicated to sharing child sexual abuse material and sent the administrator a sexually explicit image of a prepubescent girl. A search warrant was executed at Staples' residence, and during the search, Staples admitted to sending the image. Records indicate multiple images and videos of child pornography were also found on his cell phone. Staples faces up to 20 years in prison, a $250,000 fine, and up to a lifetime of supervised release. Homeland Security investigations, the Maine State Police Computer Crimes Unit, and the Calais Police Department investigated the case.
An update now on a forest fire that has been burning for over a day in the township of Tomhegan. In their last update via their Facebook page around 5:30 last night, Maine Forest Ranger and Incident Commander Thomas Libba reported that the fire was 90% contained at a 9.9 acres. He expected full containment by sunset and says the fire will not get any bigger. There have been no firefighters injured.
Research is being done at the University of Maine to combat toxic chemicals that are being found nearly everywhere. Devin Dagnall has the story.
They're found in the clothes you wear, the packages your food comes in, and the water you drink. According to Dr. Rapol, per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, also known as PFAS, are a thin filming class of chemicals with over 4,000 chemical compounds that repels water and fat. According to Dr. Rapol, PFAS aren't just a problem unique to Maine. They're a crisis for the entire world.
Carpets, firefighting foam, so even sometimes floss has PFAS in it. It's been universally used in a lot of consumer products that makes it environmentally abundant. So it's everywhere we look at, we find trace amounts of PFAS. And unfortunately, trace amounts of PFAS is toxic to humans.
There are efforts being made to mitigate the use of PFAS and filter them out of drinking water, but then the problem arises of how to destroy filtered PFAS so that they can no longer enter the environment. According to Dr. Rapol, PFAS also create a unique problem because they can't be destroyed by conventional engineering practices. Apol and his team have worked hard to find a solution to these seemingly indestructible compounds.
We know having a carbon-based filter with excess amounts of electric charge and PFAS attached to it creates a catalytic reaction to destroy PFAS into more inert byproducts.
As of now, Apol and his team are testing their new method of destroying PFAS to make sure that it doesn't create more problems than it may fix. In Orono, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Groups are reacting to the Maine Supreme Judicial Court ruling in favor of the CMP corridor. The court ruled the referendum vote blocking the project was unconstitutional. The construction of the corridor is still not guaranteed, but this ruling does move the process forward. It is still possible the progress of construction can be halted by the lower courts. The Natural Resource Council of Maine was unavailable for an interview, but did put out a statement saying, quote, "The decision is difficult to interpret, but what is clear is that there will be further review of these issues by lower courts. It is unclear when that review will take place or how long it will take." Now, no one at Central Maine Power was available for an interview, but did give a statement. They said, quote, "This unanimous decision by the law court is a victory for clean energy expansion, transmission development, and decarbonization efforts in Maine, New England, and across the country."
The 2022 season is the last for the Victory Chimes, says owner Captain Sam Sikkema. He says the three-masted schooner is up for sale. The last of its kind, the Chesapeake Ram schooner was built in 1900 and is on the National Register of Historic Places. Losses from the 2020 season, maintenance costs, and availability of materials, as well as upcoming Coast Guard compliances, were cited as factors for the sale. The 131-foot vessel was built in Delaware as the cargo carrier Edwin and Maud, but was later fitted with passenger cabins. It is so well known and synonymous with Maine, the 2003 state quarter featured a sailing vessel that was modeled after the schooner. The Victory Chimes is listed for sale for $650,000. The time is now 8:08. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, the Inspire Recovery Center in Ellsworth hosted a candlelight vigil. See what powerful messages were shared.
But first, here's a quick look at your forecast. High of 74 degrees, partially cloudy skies, a little bit of sunshine out there. Tonight, it'll be mostly clear skies when the temperatures drop below 50 degrees. It'll feel like fall. Tomorrow, we're back up in the mid-70s with mostly sunny skies.
My heart is breaking for our seniors in Maine. Joe Biden and the Democrats have made everything that we need to live more expensive. They are driving up inflation, driving up the cost of heating oil and gasoline, and keeping our border open with Mexico. We know how to fix these problems, but we need to make a change. Governor LePage needs a partner in Washington with common sense. I want to bring common sense, Maine common sense, back to Congress. I love the people of Maine. I love our state, and I want to help.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Dine on the deck with a delicious view at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub, now open. Experience outdoor dining at its finest 7 days a week with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Dining on the deck at Ryan's Pub is an unforgettable culinary experience you'll want to share with your family, friends, business partners, or that special someone. Your next visit to the Lucerne Inn will feel like the first all over again.
Pound the pavement for Cancer Awareness Sunday, October 9th at the Sea Dog on the Bangor waterfront. Register at runsignup.com. Goodie bags given to the first 200 people to register. Visa gift cards are randomly hidden in goodie bags. You could win $25 or even $100. Fundraise $150 and get a limited edition t-shirt. All proceeds stay in our community. Pound the Pavement, sponsored by the Sea Dog, Ice Pick Vodka, ABC7 and Fox 22, and the Purple Iris Foundation. Register now at runsignup.com.
Governor Janet Mills announced a $1.9 million initiative for expanding the treatment of substance abuse disorder. The funding will allow hospitals and healthcare providers in rural areas of the state to purchase the necessary resources. This announcement is the latest move by Maine's Department of Health and Human Services in its effort to improve the state's behavioral health system, involving the upgrading of equipment, improving staff training, and other measures.
The Inspire Recovery Center in Ellsworth hosted a candlelight vigil earlier yesterday afternoon. And they honored those who lost their lives to overdose and also to support the families and loved ones of those lost. 56 pairs of shoes were displayed representing the 56 lives lost to overdose in Hancock County between 2017 and 2021. Some people shared their own personal stories while others listened in support. Maine's Director of Opioid Response attended the vigil and spoke about the importance of breaking down the stigma surrounding those with substance use disorders.
It doesn't matter whether you're Republican, Democrat, rich, poor, educated or not well educated. Addiction is a really difficult chronic illness, and the most important thing is to lower the stigma. Unfortunately, one of the reasons it's getting much better is so many people have been affected by it.
Smith says due to fentanyl being a synthetic substance, it's become much more prevalent and is often mixed with other drugs without the user knowing. He touted the life-saving treatment, naloxone, commonly known under the brand name Narcan, and its ability to quickly reverse the effects of an overdose. Smith says anyone can go to their local recovery center to access Narcan as well as fentanyl test strips.
The Gulf of Maine Research Institute says the ocean there is warming faster than other parts of the world. It's a disturbing fact that could affect virtually every aspect of our lives. Megan Wilgus shows us the actions being taken now to prevent a potential ecological disaster later.
Researchers here at the Gulf of Maine Research Institute says climate change is an existential threat to coastal communities, but it doesn't have to be.
People talk about sea level rise and drought.
Senator Angus King says there's two challenges to global climate change. How do we slow it down and potentially stop it? And how do we live with it? The two projects at the Institute over the past year have focused on presenting models to coastal communities and businesses in Maine for cost-effective mitigation and infrastructure. Researchers say the community has been receptive so far as they learn how to create, scale, and invest in this new era of what they hope are climate-smart working waterfronts. Researchers say the community has been receptive so far as they learn how to create, scale, and invest in this new era of what they hope are climate-smart working waterfronts.
I used to think that Darwin, when he said survival of the fittest, meant the biggest and the strongest and the longest teeth. But then I went back and actually read that section. He was talking about those most adaptable to change.
King also brought up the next potential project of offshore wind farms, but he says before anything can happen, there has to be research done around if it may impact lobstermen and fishermen in Maine.
It's 14 minutes past the top of the hour. After the break, we'll hear why two volunteers for a local nonprofit are being celebrated for their work.
Plus, in many places across the country, some schools have kept permanent virtual learning as an option. We'll have the details when we return.
I earned my retirement. I worked over 40 years for it. But Bruce Poliquin doesn't get it. He's a Wall Street banker and congressman who took all that money from the drug and insurance industries, then voted for devastating cuts to Medicare and risking Social Security. Poliquin even supported raising the retirement age. Bruce Poliquin is all about corporations and multimillionaires like himself, not us. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Out with the old and in with the new. Check out Pat's Pizza Specials. Tuesdays, $5 spaghetti and meatballs. Tuesday all day breadstick special. Wednesday, large one-topping pizzas, $8. Wednesday, small steak and cheese with French fries, $6.25. Friday, fish with French fries, $7.50. Saturday, small one-headed pizza, fountain soda, $7.25. And you can still save some dough. Bring the family to the all-new Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road North, Hamden.
Bathfitter doesn't just fit your bath. We fit your life. When a normal day is anything but normal, we fit your schedule with our unique tub-over-tub process installed in as little as a day. When high quality is the only quality that matters, we fit your standards with a lifetime guarantee. Bathfitter. It just fits.
Now, with $600 off a complete bath system, it fits your budget too. We've never had a promotion this big, so call or click now.
At Hashi's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashi's, we also do rhino linings. We can rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
Wednesday afternoon, literacy volunteers celebrated two of their own for working a combined 75 years. Matthew Dronzik joins us now with the story.
Very few can say that they have volunteered for more than 3 decades. But for Kara Shriver and Nancy Connor, this is something the two fell in love with from the start.
Someone I was talking with had to help somebody read a bus schedule because the person could not read and they were having a job interview. Then we started having refugees come to this country from Vietnam. And there was only one English language tutor at the time. And she said, Kara, we need help. Can you?
The two have worked at Literacy Volunteers for a total of 75 years, 45 years for Schreiber and 30 for Connors. During all the years Connor has worked, she says watching her students grow outside the classroom is what makes her job worthwhile.
The idea that you are coming alongside someone, you are supporting them not only with a very challenging language, English is a very complex language and an ever-evolving language, but you're also helping them to navigate the culture.
Connor and Schreiber have both taught immigrants the English language, as well as training other volunteers how to do so. Connor says that becoming a tutor requires not only work inside the classroom, but also within the community.
You almost take on an advocacy role for them as well. You're helping them wade through some really important things, and you build this wonderful relationship with them. You share their joys and their challenges.
With all the time the two have put in, they say nothing compares to having students finally understand what they are learning.
You can work and work and work with the student, and then they finally they make the sound correctly. And it is so exciting. You can't describe that feeling, that high.
Anyone interested in tutoring should call 207-947-8451, visit Literacy Volunteers website, or come to the Brewer Community Center on September 15th between 6 and 8 p.m., where they will be hosting tutoring sessions. Reporting from Bangor, Matthew Dronzik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
The pandemic's impact on schools is not over yet. Some school districts across the U.S. are now offering permanent virtual classes for students. New York, Texas, and California are the first to embrace remote learning as a full-time option. Officials say online schools are less expensive to operate and have fewer infrastructure needs compared to traditional schools. Texas's virtual school is even complete with guidance counselors. School officials hope this option can give both parents and students peace of mind as school restarts during another year of the pandemic.
Sued for how he keeps his property. After issuing thousands of dollars in fines, the town of Greene is suing a man in town for an illegal junkyard and flea market. The homeowner has thousands of items on his property, including cars and appliances on his front lawn. Owen Kingsley spoke with town officials and visited the house to try to learn more.
There are 23 active ordinance violations here in the town of Greene, none of them quite like the home of George Stanley.
I can't go around town and enforce this junkyard ordinance on everybody else and not at least make an effort to bring that property into compliance.
Since 2007, George Stanley has been cited 3 times for violating the town's junkyard and flea market ordinances. And now for the second time, the town is taking him to court. Armstrong says they have tried multiple times to talk with Stanley, including visiting his home.
If George Stanley walked in here today, I would be more than happy to work with him.
There are at least 3 unregistered and uninspected cars on the property, among other items crowding his front lawn.
Things in trees, things on the fence, things here. Is like, when's it going to end?
We spoke with one neighbor who said the community is sick of having this at the entrance of town.
It's a mess. I always used to say, like, you see the welcome to green sign, and then that's what you see in the background of it. It's not very impressive.
We called Stanley multiple times and he has not returned our calls. A judge ruled he owed the town more than $12,000 in fines when they went to court in 2015. Stanley was able to avoid the legal fees, though, because the town filed the suit against him and not his LLC, Utopian Underdogs.
We don't want George's money. We don't want George's property. We want the property in compliance.
If the court sides with the town of Greene, Stanley could be faced with a $100 fine a day for each of the junkyard and flea market violations.
And the time is now 8:21.
Let's get a full look at our forecast. Meteorologist Devin Biggs is in with the latest.
Good morning, Devin.
All righty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1, Rockland, Thomason Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Alrighty, so a few showers already developing, going from the west, going toward the east this morning, kind of fizzling out as they do track off towards the east. So as the secondary cold front, that's what's moving in from the west, does not have a lot of moisture with us. The main one, though, has moved out towards sea and took a lot of the moisture with us. So the secondary front will have just a little bit going to maybe get a slight chance for a shower going this afternoon. So still keep an eye to the sky, but most of us should stay dry today moving forward. We still have our eye on the tropics, so this is Invest 91L tracking toward the northwest, with, of course, some of the areas seeing that it's moving to the northwest at about 6 miles per hour, with winds up to about 35 miles per hour. And the spaghetti miles continue to change, so we continue to see it moving towards the northwest, but now we're going to start seeing it turn toward the north and east at some point. So the more the forecasts continue to come in, the more we're confident that most of the coast, so especially near Maine, should be okay for many of the issues from this tropical system. But meanwhile, though, back on shore, average high is 76 degrees. We'll be in the middle 70s today and tomorrow. Lower 80s for you Saturday, middle 70s for you Sunday, cooling off even more as we head towards Monday into Tuesday, in the lower 70s and back in the upper 70s as we head towards your Wednesday. Let's talk about those dew points. They're finally down after a humid day the other day, but we'll have to wait till about Sunday or so before they rise again into the lower to perhaps middle 60s in a few areas. So again, though, the severe weather threat has finally backed off, though we had a marginal risk yesterday, so now things are starting to look a little bit better. But futurecast moving forward, that slight chance for a shower today, maybe a heavy downpour if you're lucky. Things will begin to back off later on tonight, so things starting to look pretty good at this point, though. Then by tomorrow, really nice, right? A lot of sunshine will be on the way. We may have to watch for the wind in a few areas as well. So your forecast for today, middle 70s, partly cloudy with a slight chance for a rain shower. Southwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 40s, getting cool out there with a mostly clear sky and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, middle 70s, mostly sunny, very nice out there with that west breeze backing off to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, a Shepherd Toyota extended forecast. By Saturday, we're partly cloudy with highs in the low 80s, middle 70s on Sunday with a chance for storms. And Labor Day, small chance for rain, highs in the lower 70s under a mostly cloudy sky.
Last year, I cracked Biden's aggressive spending agenda. Now, I'm delivering on common sense reforms that are good for America, like lowering prescription drug prices for thousands of Maine seniors, preventing healthcare costs from spiking on working families, and opening up oil and gas production to lower fuel costs, while reducing the deficit by hundreds of billions of dollars. I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine common sense is back on the table in Washington.
Does your dream kitchen look like this? Or this? Or maybe you need a little more inspiration? Get it when you explore the complete in-store showroom displays at Hammond Lumber Company. When you find the look you like, the Hammond team will help you customize it, including accurate 3D renderings, so you can visualize your project before the work begins. Hammond offers delivery from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire and professional service after the sale. Your dream kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Why do thousands of customers take the drive to Newport for all their shoes? Because Comfort Shoes & More has the styles you want, and they also have trained podorthists on staff to help you with all your footwear and arch support issues. We provide free foot evaluations by people who care about fitting you with the most comfortable shoes you will ever own. We have shoes in stock up to 6C and size 17, from safety shoes and boots, running, walking, casual or dress. We have it all at Comfort Shoes & More, 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport, across from Irving.
The International Atomic Energy Agency crossing the front lines in Ukraine, part of a dangerous mission to assess the damage at a nuclear power plant being occupied by Russia. Fox News' Alex Hogan has more from Kyiv, Ukraine.
It's a mission that seeks to prevent a nuclear accident.
The International Atomic Energy Agency sending inspectors into a war zone for the first time, hoping to get a handle on the situation at the biggest nuclear power plant in Europe. The inspection team arriving in Zaporizhia on Wednesday, but with the fighting still ramping up in the area, it's not clear how much access they'll have or how long it will take to examine the plant, leading to suggestions that they could be there until the end of the war.
The mission will take a few days, and if we are able to establish a permanent presence, or a continued presence, better said, then it's going to be prolonged.
The visit comes just 2 days after Ukraine launched a counteroffensive in the south, which they say is already showing signs of progress. And Russia is reportedly running short of supplies, including weapons-capable drones that it purchased from Iran that appear to be malfunctioning.
We know of some difficulties that the Russians have been having with some of these drones and some of the limits on some of the capabilities.
Meanwhile, with American weapons still pouring into Ukraine, a bipartisan group of senators visited the country to get a first-hand look at life near the front lines. Traveling to an airport that was the scene of heavy fighting and several towns where alleged Russian war crimes took place.
It's important to support Ukraine, but it's also about this broader cause of protecting freedom.
The White House says it will announce another military aid package for Ukraine in the coming days. In Kyiv, Ukraine, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show. If you think it's too early for senior prom, you're not wrong, but we'll get a glimpse of the plans for this new type of prom for seniors.
Plus, an annual agriculture fair is kicking off today. We'll have much more details on this as Good Morning Maine continues.
Autumn of Life Home Care is a great place to work. The team here provided me with all the opportunities and experience necessary to grow within the company, all while working around my busy college schedule. They provided all the necessary licensing and training. It truly was the job that kickstarted my career.
Autumn of Life Home Care in Brewer is a licensed agency with personal support specialists.
Let our compassionate, reliable, considerate caregivers make your life a little easier by providing assistance for you or your loved one.
Autumn of Life Home Care. We focus on you. Apply today.
Hey, Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick 'em Red Sox is sponsored by Twin City Tint in Brewer, Comfort Shoes and More in Newport, Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
Well, welcome back. It is September 1st. More importantly, it is Thursday. Welcome to September. Today is the first day of school in Bangor, so congratulations to all the little kids out there and older adults, that is. Enjoy the school year. It goes by fast, and before you know it, you're working a full-time job and having to pay for rent. So enjoy it when you get a chance.
You didn't have to say that.
Oh, it's reality, though. It's real. It's real. But there's nothing to be scared about because every new year brings a new chapter. I said yesterday's tweet, so.
Nothing to be scared about as a wrap up on that one. Okay.
Well, we got a little New England history. The first underground rapid transit system in North America opened up on this day in 1897. That was 125 years ago. We know it better as the Boston subway system.
And it's showing its age.
Yes, immensely.
Well, the wreck of the Titanic was found on this day in 1985. And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland opened 27 years ago today. Actress Lily Tomlin is 83. Singer Barry Gibb is 76, the last surviving member of the Bee Gees. TV personality Dr. Phil McGraw is 72. Singer Gloria Estefan is 65. And according to the Farmer's Almanac, September 1st is best for hatching eggs. I don't understand what that means. Not like eggs that we eat, birds.
Really?
I'm going to assume.
You're gonna assume that?
No,
Okay,
that was a
right.
weird way for me to ask a question, but if anybody wants to write in and correct me, tv7news@wvii.com is our email. Also, cutting firewood, that one makes sense to me. It's got to dry. Starting seed beds for certain things, I get it. Yes, some things need to be more hardy. Waxing your floors, I don't get it. And digging holes, I don't get it.
Digging holes, fire pits, for the firewood to make a fire pit. Boom.
Okay, yep, so that it can weather like the winter and it stays.
Get it ready.
Okay. It's Ginger Cat Appreciation Day, National No Rhyme or Reason Day, World Letter Writing Day, and pick a letter, any letter, and write it. I love it.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Try what we were talking about this. Try to not pick a letter that's in your name, or the first one that pops to your mind.
I know that's what I did when we did that
I
in the first
tried to
hour.
avoid that at all costs. I was like, don't write J or C.
It was a look into my own brain. It was very odd.
It's difficult when it's like, oh, just pick a letter, and you immediately pick one of your name letters.
And when you did that, I think we're not following what the day is supposed to mean. It's like write a letter to someone, not write a singular letter.
See, I wanted to go with a singular letter. We established in the last hour that writing a letter kind of fell apart. It's just not really done
with emails being
exactly, and technology being able to just call somebody up and ask them a question. But I do enjoy a handwritten letter.
I know. Who doesn't? A birthday card in the mail? That makes my day.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, here's a look at some of the upbeat stories making headlines today.
San Francisco's Brian Chaloxos is turning 30 this year, and instead of taking a trip or making a big purchase, he's choosing to do 30 acts of kindness by his 30th birthday. So far, he's made more than 400 desserts for San Jose firefighters. Now he's making 150 supply kits for middle school kids in Oakland. He says kindness is addictive, and he hopes to infect others to follow suit. ComEd held a goat boat parade along the Chicago River to celebrate the last week of summer. The power company's been using more than 200 goats to eat overgrown vegetation around power lines in Illinois. They'll spend fall clearing brush in Matheson Park in north-central Illinois. And 15,000 revelers gathered in the streets of the Spanish town of Bunal Wednesday for the annual Tomatino Food Fight Festival. People pelted 130 tons of overripe tomatoes at each other in a tradition that dates back to a children's food fight in 1945. It cost 12 euros to take part. An American who took part said it was disgusting and awesome. And those are some of the other stories making headlines on ABC 7.
And now let's turn it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Good morning, Devin.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland Thomas and Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Alrighty, we're looking pretty decent out there. We had a few showers developing last night and parts of early this morning as well. These will be getting out of here, but we will have to watch for a slight chance for another shower as we head toward the afternoon period, as another cold front will be moving in from the west going toward the east. The main one, though, located right about in here, is already tracked off towards the east. And please excuse the flashing on the radar and satellite as well. The satellite in outer space likes to glitch from time to time, so that's why we see this flash from time to time during the morning period. But either way, though, this cold front here is tracking off towards the east, so there's a little bit of moisture left over, but that is now starting to get out of here. Future counts for today, though, watching for that slight chance for a shower that'll be possible during the afternoon period as that cold front moves in. Then by later on tonight, things things really begin to calm down in a hurry. But we will have to watch the wind a little bit too, maybe a few gusts up to 15 miles per hour, especially along the coastline, maybe a little bit calmer as you head onshore. Forecast for today, partly cloudy with a slight chance for a shower, highs in the mid-70s, southwest wind gusting up to about 20 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, not too bad, a mixture of clouds and sun, slight chance for a rain shower, temperatures in the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. One local school, PTO, got creative with their fundraiser. The VZ Community School PTO decided they needed help, and Principal Tweedy found himself stuck helping them, literally. For $1 per string of tape on Tuesday night, back to school open house, you could duct tape the principal to the wall entrance of the school.
In addition, the PTO held a spaghetti dinner with all the proceeds going to the VZ Community School PTO. The PTO uses the proceeds for things like author visits, school field trips, and teacher staff appreciation. The PTO will also host an online auction in November as well. If you would like to help, email them at pto@vz-c-s.org.
And A+ on the hat. Love that.
It's colorful, it's
Incredible.
creative. I love it. Well, the Eastern Area Agency on Aging is giving folks a good reason to get dressed up and put on your dancing shoes. They're putting on a senior prom, but it's not what you might think. The big day is Friday, September 16th from 6 to 9 p.m., and it's anyone 21 years of age and older, hence the use of the word senior. It's being held at the Morgan Hill Event Center in Herman. In addition to all the dancing, there will also be an in-person silent auction.
The agency says all the proceeds will go to fund their programs like Meals on Wheels, so it is crucial to fundraise, and they said they've seen a rising cost in basic necessities and want to make sure that they are able to support Mainers in need.
The reason we're doing this fundraiser is because we are worried about those costs. When a consumer calls us who needs Meals on Wheels, we want to make sure that we can provide that meal for them and they're not put on a wait list.
Fry says for those attending, there's no need to rush out and rent a tux or gown. A shirt and tie or a nice dress will do. Tickets are down around $50. You can use promo code PROMO10 to get $10 off. They're hoping to sell a lot more tickets in the coming weeks. The Blue Hill Fair will be kicking off today at 4 p.m. with general admission opening for just $1. Each mechanical ride will cost an additional $1 per person per ride.
With rides, plenty of food, dog shows, horse pulls, wood carving exhibits, and get this, free parking. The opening day of the fair is likely to be a hit. All of these events and plenty more will be open to guests through Labor Day.
So if I call in tomorrow, you know exactly where I was. I ate way too many fried Oreos.
Fried Oreo coma.
Oh.
It's okay. I would forgive you.
That's okay.
It happens. Well, still to come here this morning, New England Fights will return to Bangor for the first time in 3 years. Tyler Cruz and Dave Peck will have all the details when we return.
We'll be right back.
Remember those summers
Come on, Brian.
that were just so perfectly summer?
Brian, come on!
The people, the places, those moments are still out there.
I'm Brian.
Waiting to be found.
Ready, Brian?
Summer won't last forever, so make the most of it during Toyota's National Sales Event.
Come and get an electrified all-wheel drive Highlander Hybrid with 35 mpg and up to a 598-mile driving range. Plus, get affordable 1.9% financing on Highlander.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
The OG Fountain Coke, the velvety smooth iced coffee, the triumphant return of High C Orange Lava Burst. Whichever is your favorite, they're all delicious. It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink. Choose your favorite when you get any size soft drink for just $1 at McDonald's. Right now, you can enjoy deliciously refreshing beverages like an ice-cold Dr. Pepper or other soft drink for only $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
When pipes froze and water damage ravaged a home, Bouchard Cleaning was there to restore and dry things up. When a home in Wells needed mold remediation, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration performed as promised. From Madawaska to Owl's Head, Ashland to Bath, we've answered the call. More than just a cleaning company, we're restoring Maine. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
Tonight on Fox. Here we go. One of the nation's most historic programs looks to light up prime time. I'm coming for number one. I'm coming for number one. Sean Clifford leads the Nittany Lions. Wow, touchdown. in an electrifying Big Ten matchup against Aiden O'Connell and the Boilermakers.
Are you kidding me? It's going down.
Penn State, Purdue. Coverage begins tonight at 7 Eastern on Fox.
My husband took my son. He could take him anywhere. I'm not gonna let anything happen to him.
The Cleaning Lady season premiere, Monday, September 19th on Fox.
Good morning, everyone. Well, let's start with some high school sports, some field hockey to be exact. Up in Old Town, the Coyotes are coming off of a pretty successful 2021 season, and they're hoping to keep it rolling this fall. Tyler Cruz has more.
It's a new year for Old Town field hockey.
We're ready, they're excited, and it's time to play some field hockey.
Last fall, the Coyotes won the Class B North title in a close game over Lawrence, before falling in the state title game in a nail-biter, a 1-0 loss to Leavitt, and they're using that as a little extra firepower in 2022.
That definitely stings, and I think it gives some of these girls, especially senior class, a chip on their shoulder.
It just makes me want to push ourselves harder, push our team to our max, and get there again and win this time.
It sucks, but I definitely think that that's where we want to be this year as well. And if we keep working for it, then we definitely could.
There is one major difference, though. They're losing 10 seniors from last year's regional championship team, but the expectations don't change one bit.
Let these girls get together and set their own team goals. They want to be back at that high-level state game, regional championship, and even though they're young, they don't care. They're ready, and they've got the fight.
Despite losing 10, Old Town is bringing back 6 seniors from 21, and they're ready to step up and take the reins for this year's group. And with a big chunk of freshmen, they're going to play a major role in this team's success.
We want to make sure they all feel welcome and that they all love the sport as much as we do. And we were pretty lucky when we were freshmen to have a good group of seniors as well. We treat the freshmen like they have been on the team for years and that we've known them forever. They deserve the best because they've worked so hard this preseason.
I think we just worked together very well since during the summer we did a lot of team building and stuff, so we've really gotten to know each other so far.
And when they take the field Friday against Orono, they'll be doing so with one goal in mind.
I'm excited to get to States again. We want to go back. We want to go back for sure.
Reporting from Old Town, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thank you, Tyler. So a lot of new faces for the Coyotes. They'll start up their defense of the Northern Maine title this Friday at Orono. As for the other field hockey teams around the state, the regular season opener came on Wednesday afternoon. First official game of the fall season for them. Bapst hosting Herman in Bangor at the Union Street Fields. First quarter here, where we start. Delaney Carr making things happen, throws it on net. And that is a deflected ball around in front of the net. Eventually finds Danielle Holland, who fires it past Kate Griffin. Hawks take a 1-0 lead. Later in the half now, Carr again with the pass in front. This time Grace Kelly is there to finish the job to make it a 2-0 game with Herman out in front. Kelly and the Hawks would keep the pressure on in the half. Here she's able to navigate through traffic and do it herself. Herman starts the season with a win. 5-0 is the final over the Crusaders. And let's move on now with some updates from the fighting world. It's been exactly a month since New England Fights announced its return to Bangor for the first time in 3 years. And one local fighter taking part in the Queen City Showdown is Brewers' Glory Watson. This will be Watson's first professional fight in and around her hometown, with her last appearance in Bangor coming back in 2019 when she was still an amateur. Another local fighter is Auburn's Matt Denning, who will compete in the welterweight class versus MMA veteran Jordan Downey. Fight night is set for next Friday, September 9th at the Cross Insurance Center in Bangor. And finally, the Patriots practice on Wednesday for the first time since finalizing their 53-man roster. 15 of those players who were cut on Tuesday are now on the practice squad, including Trey Nixon, Terrence Mitchell, and Lil Jordan Humphrey, just to name a couple. Now, Bill Belichick said earlier in the week they'll start to shift their focus to the Dolphins now while still working to clean up some of the areas where they've struggled. Safe to put the offense on that list, especially given the changing schemes and styles. Mac Jones, though, he said on Wednesday he's still optimistic about where his unit is at.
I think we've ironed out a lot of things, and it's good that they're happening now, and I feel confident in what we're doing. We just got to go out there and do it for 60 minutes, and that's just play-by-play, and obviously during practice, same thing, play-by-play. Go out there and execute it, and once you turn on the game film and you look back and there's, 45, 50 good plays, and, hopefully you come out on top.
So a lot of practices, a lot of interviews, and 3 preseason games. Now can we just get to Miami? Just over a week left, and we're there. Alrighty, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
My heart is breaking for our seniors in Maine. Joe Biden and the Democrats have made everything that we need to live more expensive. They are driving up inflation, driving up the cost of heating oil and gasoline, and keeping our border open with Mexico. We know how to fix these problems, but we need to make a change. Governor LePage needs a partner in Washington with common sense. I want to bring common sense, Maine common sense, back to Congress. I love the people of Maine. I love our state, and I want to help.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
In Maine, it's always buying season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we carry new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams for your buying season. Here at Thornton Brothers, we'll help you find the right vehicle specifically for you to suit your lifestyle. As they say, the proof is in the performance. So come on over and test drive a real vehicle from a real dealership, or place your order with us and see why it really is buying season here in Maine. Thornton Brothers, Main Street, Lincoln.
Dude, can you believe we're graduating? And they helped us find a great job. Soon we'll be living the dream.
Exactly. I'm incredibly grateful for Maine Job Corps. If it wasn't for them, I'd be working an entry-level job and barely making it.
Let Team Maine Job Corps help find the career that's right for you. Call 561-8516. The Pet of the Week is brought to you by Riptide Smoke Shop in Belfast.
Welcome back into Good Morning Maine. Pet of the Week is finally back after a 2-week hiatus. Catherine, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. This is Catherine Ravenscraft from the Bangor Humane Society, joining Emma and myself, and we have an adorable little pooch here.
This is Queenie. I know, she's absolutely beautiful.
Queenie, oh, the TV screen goes on. Now you
exactly.
She's like, I'm as comfortable as I can
Now
be.
she wants the treat, yeah. You're going to see those beautiful eyes in just a minute, though, when she looks up. But, yeah, she is a little over a year old, so she's just a baby still. She was actually surrendered to us pretty recently because her former owner was hotel living and had a family emergency, and they just couldn't keep her in a hotel room, even though it is pet friendly. And so they had to make the hard choice to bring her to us to find the right fit. So she has a little bit of anxiety. As you can see, she's got those gorgeous blue eyes. Is it cattle dog? I don't know. It could be. She's got these little short legs, so that would line up.
Is she fast?
It could be. I don't. Yeah, I mean, she moves.
Test her out.
Yeah,
Good question.
It could be husky too, and judging from the little bit of anxiety she has and the way she was talking in the car, it could be husky as well. So we do recommend that she is the only pet in the home. Yeah. She's not sure how she feels about other dogs, and she does not like cats. Yeah. So at least to start, she should be the only pet in the home, and we know how hard that is. A lot of folks, I say all the time that folks who go to shelters looking for pets are often looking to grow their pet families. They already have animals, and so it makes it really hard when you see a dog like Queenie and you want to add her to your pet family. But the right home will come along for her. It always does, and hopefully it won't take. I mean,
And
she's
she's
the perfect
so young.
size. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's that perfect medium complex. Just like it was funny. We were discussing this earlier. Is there's small, there's mediums, There's medium, large, and then there's just large, and of course you have like XLs, like we were talking about.
Queenie sounds like, or the way she looks, it seems like she could be a great hunting dog, just a great simple walk dog.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like all sorts of different lifestyles. I think she would fit in well.
She is up for an adventure. I do think that she's going to need some training to learn how to be by herself, because based on the living situation she was experiencing before, I think there was someone with her pretty much all the time. And I mean, wouldn't we all love to do that for our pets?
Oh, I know.
So
just create a world where dogs can always be with you every second of the day.
I know. Well, come and work at a pet shelter.
Oh,
and
that's
then
true. That's true. But then you have to fight the urge to take every single pet home with you.
Sometimes.
Right.
Well, and that's the beauty of working there, is they're not all for you. You know,
Yeah,
like
that's
I have 2 dogs. I can't take Queenie home to my house. So,
Yeah.
but we know she's going to find.
You can tell how comfortable she's gotten and being acquainted with you and everything, and that's good. It's a good sign being able to train a dog where if she can get acquainted with a stranger like you were before she didn't know you. I mean, how many times have you guys been together?
And us even.
2 or 3
and
times.
even you. I mean, like she's not a big fan of me. Understandable. It's okay. but look at how comfortable she got with you. So she just got to get in that nice spot. Maybe you got to give her a nice couch or something.
Exactly. I think that's what she wants.
Because she was super talkative when she came in here, and there was production people around too. So it's like there's just it's an overwhelming amount of people.
Yeah, which can overwhelm any dog. So,
she's doing so well.
She is. Good job. So I also wanted to give a shout out. I was really excited to bring a dog because as of today, we are 1 month away from Paws on Parade. This is our 29th annual Paws on Parade, and for those of you that don't know, it's a giant community dog walk, basically. It's going to take place on October 1st at Husson University, and we want to give a huge shout out to our premier sponsors, Darlings VW, Cross Insurance, and VZ Vet, but I also want to mention...
This is the big one.
This is the big one. This is the big one, the reveal. We are partnering again with Harvest Moon Delis, and they are rolling out a sandwich today called Golden Grills. I should back up. Our theme is "Thank You for Being a Friend," right? Betty White, which is the theme song for Golden Girls. And so their sandwich is Golden Grills. It's got breakfast sausage, bacon, guacamole, Swiss cheese.
She's going wild thinking about
it. Exactly. So they will donate a portion of every sale of a Golden Grills back to Bangor Humane Society.
Oh, that's awesome.
So go get a sandwich.
I know exactly what I'm getting at.
What a great way to fundraise.
That is awesome. Catherine, thank you so much for joining us. If you're interested in adoption, make sure to check out Bangor Humane Society's website. This will be on our Facebook page after the show. We'll throw it over to Devin Biggs with another check of your forecast.
All righty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland Thomason Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Alrighty, so a few showers already developing, going from the west, going toward the east this morning, kind of fizzling out as they do track off towards the east. So as the secondary cold front, that's what's moving in from the west, does not have a lot of moisture with this. The main one, though, has moved out towards sea and took a lot of the moisture with it. So the secondary front will have just a little bit going. We may get a slight chance for a shower going this afternoon. So still keep an eye to the sky, but most of us should stay dry today moving forward. We still have our eye on the tropics, so this is Invest 91L tracking toward the northwest, with, of course, some of the areas seeing that it's moving to the northwest at about 6 miles per hour, with winds up to about 35 miles per hour. And the spaghetti miles continue to change. So we continue to see it moving towards the northwest, but now we're going to start seeing it turn toward the north and east at some point. So the more the forecasts continue to come in, the more we're confident that most of the coast, so especially near Maine, should be okay for many of the issues from this tropical system. But meanwhile, though, back on shore, average high is 76 degrees. We'll be in the middle 70s today and tomorrow. Lower 80s for you Saturday, middle 70s for you Sunday, cooling off even more as we head towards Monday to Tuesday, in the lower 70s and back in the upper 70s as we head towards your Wednesday. Let's talk about those dew points. They're finally down after a humid day the other day, but we'll have to wait till about Sunday or so before they rise again into the lower to perhaps middle 60s in a few areas. So again, though, the severe weather threat is finally backed off, though. We had a marginal risk yesterday, so now things are starting to look a little bit better. But futurecast moving forward, that slight chance for a shower today, maybe a heavy downpour if you're lucky. Things will begin to back off later on tonight, so things starting to look pretty good at this point, though. Then by tomorrow, really nice, right? A lot of sunshine will be on the way. We may have to watch for the wind in a few areas as well. So your forecast for today, middle 70s, partly cloudy with a slight chance for a rain shower. Southwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 40s, getting cool out there with a mostly clear sky and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, middle 70s, mostly sunny, very nice out there with that west breeze backing off to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, your Shepherd Toyota extended forecast. By Saturday, we're partly cloudy with highs in the low 80s, middle 70s on Sunday with a chance for storms. And Labor Day, small chance for rain, highs in the lower 70s under a mostly cloudy sky.
I earned my retirement. I worked over 40 years for it. But Bruce Poliquin doesn't get it. He's a Wall Street banker and congressman who took all that money from the drug and insurance industries, then voted for devastating cuts to Medicare and risking Social Security. Poliquin even supported raising the retirement age. Bruce Poliquin is all about corporations and multimillionaires like himself, not us. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
We will come to you.
An emergency is the absence of choice, robbing us of our safety. I can feel it coming.
Get out the van!
Oh my God.
911 season premiere, September 19th on Fox. Watch anytime. All seasons available on Hulu.
Do you know what the Italian word frittata translates to in English? It's fried. Now, even though I don't fluently speak Italian or really any other language, I do pretty well when it comes to speaking food-related words in almost any language. To help make sure you never forget it, we're whipping up a classic potato frittata that's molto bene, which means really good in Italian. We start by sautéing some refrigerated or frozen shredded potatoes in a bit of olive oil with some chopped onions and a little salt and pepper. You'll want to stir these occasionally so they brown evenly. Once they're golden, we pour some beaten eggs over them. Cover the pan and let them cook until the eggs are set. If you want, you can even flip this halfway through to make sure both sides are nice and crispy. Then slide it out of the pan onto a large platter or cutting board, cut it into wedges, and you're good to go. Maybe serve it alongside bowls of sour cream, snipped herbs, and shredded cheese so that everybody can top it with their favorites. To get the recipe for our classic potato frittata, all you need to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a tasty Italian way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
A newly discovered tomb in Peru may date back 3,000 years. A team of archaeologists have been excavating, and for about a month, and scientists from Peru and Japan discovered a burial chamber believed to belong to a high-ranking priest.
Inside the tomb were offerings including necklaces and rocks. Musical instruments made out of seashells were also found. Researchers say the instruments and garments indicate the tomb belonged to a powerful leader and one of the oldest of the Andean civilization. Well, and smoking weed is now reportedly more popular than smoking tobacco. According to Gallup, 16% of Americans said they smoke